Good afternoon, everyone. Today is the 4th lunar month, the 7th day, the year 2023, or it's June 27, 2020.
The title of our message is The Locusts Are Coming. Prophecy is imminent, and it's time for the saints to possess the kingdom. So what does that mean? Let's start with Revelation.
Okay, Revelation chapter 9, verse 1. Now, this is the man with the key to the bottomless pit. Do y'all know who that is?
Well, we have given you this message about the bottomless pit and who that man is, so you should know if you've been watching any of our videos.
And the 5th angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of Yah in their foreheads. Verse 7. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle, and on their heads were as it were crowns like gold, and their faces were as the faces of men.
So here we see that these locusts come on the earth, and they have power like the scorpions of the earth have power, and they're not to hurt the grass of the earth. So where does that also say that? Revelation 7, it says, And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living Yah, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our Yah in their foreheads. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes. So we're seeing that there's about to be a hurting, and the locusts are not to hurt these people that have Yah sealed, but they are able to hurt the others, the ones that do not have Yah sealed. So,
yeah, what is the seal of Yah anyway? Well, it's the same as the mark of the man in linen, but the main seal that distinguishes Yah's people from the rest of the world is in Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 11 says, also verse 10, 20, Wherefore I caused them to go forth out of the land of Egypt, and brought them into the wilderness. And I gave them my statutes, and showed them my judgments, which if a man do, he shall even live in them. Moreover also I gave them my Sabbaths to be a sign between me and them, that they might know that I am the Yah that sanctify them. So he gave them his Sabbaths, statutes, and judgments to be a sign as to who his people were. Verse 18, But I said unto their children in the wilderness, Walk ye not in the statutes of your fathers, neither observe their judgments, nor defile yourselves with their idols. I am the Yah your Yah. Walk in my statutes, and keep my judgments, and do them, and hallow my Sabbaths, and they shall be a sign between me and you, that ye may know that I am the Yah your Yah. So everyone out there that doesn't want to follow Yah and keep his Sabbaths, statutes, judgments, his feast days, they're not going to get the seal of Yah. And if they don't get the seal of Yah, they're going to get hurt by the locust.
now, those Sabbaths, there's an S on the end, so you need to go to Leviticus 23 to see what all the Sabbaths are. Now, this isn't going to be a study about that. We have the other studies on that, on other lessons and other videos. So you can look for all the Sabbaths, which include the feast days, etc. We want to stick to the subject of the locusts. And so we want to talk about the end of time and the end of days and what's going to happen in the latter day. So let's go to 1 Corinthians 10:11.
Verse 1? All right.
Yeah, let's go from verse 1, because most people don't even know what that says. You can go ahead and read it.
You don't have it?
1 Corinthians, almost there.
Okay.
You want me?
Go ahead.
Okay, so this is really reiterating what happened in the past, but there's an important key in verse 11. But we're going to read this so that you can understand it.
Type in any type.
Right. It says, moreover, brethren, I would not that you should be ignorant. Yah doesn't want you to be ignorant. If you're watching this video, he doesn't want you to be ignorant. How that all our fathers were under the cloud and all passed through the sea. So this is talking about the Exodus, the first Exodus. And were all baptized into Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat. So we all will be eating the same spiritual meat even now, okay? And did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was the Messiah. Okay, so only the Messiah has the drink that we're to drink, not these false prophets, not these offshoots, not these people going on their own wind, okay? It says, but with many of them Yah was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Well, the United States is the wilderness of the people. We, the people, we're in the wilderness, okay? Because we fled persecution from the kings and from the priests, and that's what Ellen G. White says in The Great Controversy. So now these things were our examples. So all the stuff that happened to them are our examples. To the intent we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted. Neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000. Well, in Revelation it says that they have committed fornication with the whore, the Babylon, the mystery Babylon, that they've committed fornication. What does that mean? That they have slept with Babylon, or mystery Babylon, okay? What does that mean? That they have taken on all of her false worship and started worshiping idols and satanic things and Baphomet and what are some of these other idols that they worship? Tammuz.
Yeah, Christmas, Easter, Halloween.
Yeah, but I want to go into the false religion,
false gods,
the pagans religion that the Catholic churches has been put on all of the current churches.
Virgin Mary.
The cross.
Semiramis. Nimrod.
Okay, so how you commit fornication is you start believing their false doctrine, okay? So many of them fell in one day, 23,000. Neither let us tempt Messiah, as some of them also tempted and were destroyed of serpents. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured and were destroyed of the destroyer. So if you're murmuring against true prophets and true prophecy, then Yah's going to destroy you like he destroyed them. It says in verse 11, now all these things happened unto them for ensamples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come. So this is key to understanding what we're about to tell you about the locusts. So if these things were written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come, let's go there. Let's go to Numbers 13:33.
We'll start at verse 20 or something. This is when the 12 spies from each one of the 12 tribes of Israel went to spy out the land, and they brought a good report back. Numbers 13:26 it says, and they went and came to Moses and to Aaron, the 12 spies, and to all the congregation of the children of Israel, unto the wilderness of Paran, to Kadesh, and brought back word unto them and unto all the congregation, and showed them the fruit of the land, which they went at the time of the grapes were ripening. They had big boughs of grapes, figs, pomegranates, everything. It says, okay, and they told him, said, we came unto the land whither thou sendest us, and surely it floweth with milk and honey, and this is the fruit of it. Nevertheless, the people be strong that dwell in the land, and the cities are walled and very great, and moreover we saw the children of Anak there. The Amalekites dwell in the land of the south, and the Hittites, and the Jebusites, and the Amorites dwell in the mountains, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea and by the coast of Jordan. So here they're giving us a report of all these people that they've got to overcome to possess the land. Now there's a prophecy given in Exodus 20-23 says, behold, I send an angel before thee to keep thee in the way, and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared, which is the land of Canaan. Beware of him and obey his voice, provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. Well, this name that is in him is Joshua, the son of Yah.
Now where are you?
Exodus 23, 20-23. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies and an adversary unto thine adversaries. For mine angel, which is Joshua, mine angel shall go before thee and bring thee in unto the Amorites and the Hittites and the Perizzites and the Canaanites, the Hivites and the Jebusites, and I will cut them off. So right here, they talked about the Amalekites, the Hittites, Jebusites, Amorites, Canaanites. Well, they'd already told them he's going to cut them off.
That's a promise that he's telling them, that he's going to be an adversary to your adversaries and an enemy to your enemies. And he's going to send this angel before they're to take the land.
So these other 10 spies are giving this report saying, oh man, we don't know if we can take this or not. So Caleb speaks up, verse 30, and Caleb stilled the people before Moses and said, let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome them.
So he's saying, Caleb is saying, let us go up at once. Not just at once. At once, right now. Let's go take it. Let's go up at once. It's a hurry message. Like, let's go right now.
Yeah, we can do it. And then in verse 31, but the men that went up with him, in other words, the other 10 spies, said, we be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. So they had doubt. They didn't think they could take it, even though they had seen all the wondrous signs that Yah performed for them to deliver them out of Egypt.
All the plagues and everything that happened.
So, but here they are, not believing. Verse 32, and they brought up an evil report of the land, which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, the land through which we have gone to search it is a land that eateth up the inhabitants thereof, and all the people that we saw in it are men of a great stature. And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come of the giants. And we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight. So
let me explain this. So they say when they went into the land and they saw men of great stature. So today we go, oh well, back in their day they saw giants. We're not able to see that. This is today. That's what 1 Corinthians 10:11 says. These things were given for our example. So what we see is all these so-called giants telling us we got to wear masks, and they're men of stature. They're all these so-called, winners. You see that in the sky right there?
Yeah, it's a banner.
Okay. It's white though. The other one we saw was yellow. Okay, so we're seeing stuff in the skies, and it's gray and hazy today.
Airplane full of banner, you can't see or read it.
It feels like it's before the locusts come. So anyway, they saw men of great stature. So today that would be people who men of renown, who they tell you got to wear a mask, and they tell you when to do this and when to do that. They're men of stature. They own all the lands. The Vatican owns all the land, so you're not going to get any land. You can't afford it. You're too much of a slave. We don't allow you to have land. You don't have any money. You didn't sell your soul so that you could be rich. So these men are men of statures, and it says, and there we saw the giants. Man, these guys are giants, Rockefellers and Vatican and Elon Musk and all these people. They're giants, right? We can't take the land, and the queen owns all the land, and you can't have the land. And they chased us out of the land of Israel to bring the people over here to the wilderness to be protected. So those are these giants, and it says, and the sons of Anak which come of the giants, and this is what it says, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight. Okay, so grasshoppers is also a locust, except it's just brown and a grasshopper's green. Okay, so in other words, to these mighty men, we're just piddly little grasshoppers, and to ourselves, oh, we can do nothing, we're just grasshoppers. But what did this say in Revelation? What did it say?
Yeah.
It said,
Revelation 9, that they had power to hurt those that don't have the seal of Yah on their foreheads.
Something got in my eye. And sorry guys. And in those days shall men see, okay, so let's read it, because we forgot what it said. It says,
verse 3, yeah.
There came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth. Now we see smoke outside of our window right now.
Haze.
which we haven't seen here. Something is in my eye. Keep going.
Okay. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and to them was given power as the scorpions of the earth have power. So these locusts have power.
Right,
Yeah.
so are they just little grasshoppers, or are they locusts that have a sting, that have a serpent's tail? They have stings, guys. They have power. These grasshoppers are not little lowly grasshoppers. So in our day, in their day, these guys are saying, we're just little grasshoppers. And that's what SDA is saying, we're little grasshoppers. And people in the United States are saying, we're little grasshoppers. But the Bible is saying that locusts come upon the earth. And unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. That's power. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing. So this is people coming up to take power back. So Satan right now said, no, I'm going to give you the coronavirus, which is what they're saying is just the SARS virus, which the SARS also means czar, kingdom, kings, and corona means kingdom, kings, crowning. And he's trying to put out there that he's going to have this one world government. And if you go to Daniel 2, Daniel 2.
A little stone cut out of the mountain without hands. Everybody should know that prophecy, but most people do not. In the days of these kings, it says in Daniel chapter 2 and we'll read verse 34 and 35. It says, this talking about that great image Nebuchadnezzar had a dream about, and Daniel interpreted the vision. Thou sawest till that his stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and brake into pieces. Now verse 45 says, for as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands. So the stone comes out of the mountain. The mountain is the church.
His people.
You're right. Then was the iron, this is break into pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors. So that means this is a harvest taking place. So you got the summer threshing floors. You're getting rid of the chaff.
So what you're seeing here is these kingdoms are coming down at this time, and there's a kingdom being set up because there's a harvest. There's a harvest of souls, and these harvests of souls, these people are going to be the people in a kingdom. You need 4 things for a kingdom, which are a king, you need a land, you need people. What do you call them? The people are called something specific.
Yeah, they're just, well, they're citizens.
Subjects, okay.
Subjects,
the word is subjects.
And you need a set of laws to govern it.
So there's going to be a harvest of subjects for his great mountain that fills the whole earth, people. It's not, these people can't tell you that the earth is going to end in a big bang and Satan's going to kill everybody. No. Yah's people take over all the kingdoms, and they get a kingdom they take possession of. Okay, so
let me finish this one. And the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. So this little stone that hits the image on the feet, the 10 toes, grows and becomes a worldwide kingdom. And then Daniel 2 verse 44 says, and in the days of these kings, which is the 10 kings of Revelation 17:12, in the days of these kings shall the Yah of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, in other words the wicked, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. All these other kingdoms, all these other nations that are out there today are going to be broken to pieces, becoming like the chaff of the summer threshing floor. No place is going to be found for them. They'll be gone. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, that it break in pieces, the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great Yah hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, future. And the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. So it's an absolute certainty that this prophecy will take place. It must take place because Yah has written it in His Word, and He will fulfill it.
Okay, so that's the time at the 10 toes that the people of Yah possess the kingdom. And it says in Revelation 17:12, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. That's what's happening right now. But after this, it's time for the people of Daniel 2 that become this great mountain and take up the whole earth, they possess the kingdom. Right. And it says these kings have one mind. That's one world government that you see right now. And they're trying to take over with the corona and telling you, you got to wear a mask to be in our kingdom, and you can't buy or sell unless you put this mask on. I went to a store and it said, no mask, no service. Okay, so then verse 14 of Revelation 17 says, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings. So if you understand this, a lord is a master over you, somebody like a lord, your landlord, or your lords of your state and county. They're called like governors and judges and mayors and city people. Those are lords. So he's Lord of lords. So everybody has to obey Yasha. And King of kings, so somebody who's a president of a country, or what do they call him, a czar of Russia, or Shah of Iran, those are kings. That literally means king. So he's king over all, and over all lords, and over everyone, over the earth. And they that are with him. So these people here in Daniel 2 that get the kingdom, those that are with him, the 144,000, it says, those that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
Well, why did the 10 horns do that? Because they lose the war. The Lamb and his army defeats them. So they know they've been betrayed, and so they turn on this great whore, which is the Roman Catholic Church. Mystery Babylon Gate, Babylon the Great is the Roman Catholic Church. And so it's going to get chomped down. It's going to be eaten. Standing
afar off for the fear of torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. So don't worry about this mark of the beast, because this is what's going to happen. Now, we're talking about locusts right now. So we're just putting in some of the things we've already told you. Go back and watch some of these videos about the kingdom being set up. But we want to stick to the locusts, bringing in that it's at the time it is to possess the kingdom that these locusts come on the scene, right? And they have power. And if you read Revelation 9:7, we didn't get to that. I want to read that.
Go back to Revelation 9.
Hold on, I got to go back there. It says, okay, it says, and in those days, these are the days we're talking about, shall men seek death and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. Which means that now that Yasha and his people are going to rule, they're going to hate it. Okay, they wish they were dead, because they thought they were going to have this great kingdom, and Satan and everybody was going to rule, and
destroy the saints,
and that they were going to destroy this, and instead it happens on their own head.
It gets reversed.
So it says and the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle. So these locusts are prepared for battle, and on their heads were, as it were, crowns like gold. When you have a crown, that means that you're now ruling, okay? You're now the rulers. You're now the ones who you thought were just little grasshoppers. Oh, we could do whatever we want to. We could get that little grasshopper and just flip it over and throw it around and smash it. But no, these grasshoppers have power. These locusts have power. And they have, and they had hair as women. But what does that mean? Women is a church. So they're church leaders, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions, meaning they can tear you to shreds. Their teeth are shawing you, like that shaw sign means to consume. So these, why are they locusts? Because when locusts come, they eat everything up, right? So when Yah's people come, they eat up all these kingdoms, and it says so in the marriage supper of the Lamb.
Verse 19. So,
let me get there. Okay, and he saith unto me, right, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. Well, what is the marriage supper? It says, And I saw an angel standing in the sun and cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great Yah, that ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. So that's what this kingdom does. This is what these locusts are doing. They're eating up all this stuff. They're just taking over the land. It's the opposite of what they're telling you, that they're going to take the land and they're going to be the ones and they're going to be the rulers and they're going to have their false messiah. Well, yeah, so what? Because this is what happens, and it foils their plans. This is what's going to happen. These little grasshoppers that these men think that they're men of renown and these grasshoppers can't do anything. Well, Caleb and Joshua are saying, or Oshaya, are saying, we can take it. We can take these people. We can take the lands. And that's what we're telling you. We can take these lands. We can beat these people. We don't care if they're man of renown. We don't care if they're telling us to put a mask on. Don't do it. You are these mighty. There's got to be people on this earth that believe these latter day prophecies, because that's what 1 Corinthians 10:11, that these are all given to us for us to know what's going to happen in the latter day. Right. So we just read about the locusts in, did we do Numbers 13:33 yet?
Yeah, we read that. But
then Exodus.
Psalms 105, 34, I believe.
Well, I have 2 Chronicles.
Yeah, you read that one.
But did we do Exodus 23, 23?
Yeah, I just read that.
Okay.
In Jeremiah 51, it talks about going to battle. These locusts have to go to battle. And Jeremiah 51:19 says, the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Yah of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. So we're this battle axe, these locusts, and this rod that's going to destroy and break in pieces kingdoms and nations, just like it says in Daniel 2:44. So we have nothing to fear from the Yah's side, because we're going to be in the driver's seat destroying the wicked nations of the world, and they're going to be no more, and Yah's kingdom is going to stand forever and ever.
This is what Yah says in 2 Chronicles 7:13. If I shut up heaven that there be no rain, or if I command the locusts to devour the land, or if I send pestilence among my people. So Yah's going to send locusts to devour the land. And he's talking about these locusts of Revelation that have crowns on their heads and they have a sting in their tail. In other words, what they do harms the evil ones. Nobody wants to be stung by a scorpion or a... I mean, these evil people are going to be so scared of these locusts, little grasshoppers, so-called, what they thought was little grasshoppers. But there's these locusts. So did you go to Psalm 105:34? It
says, he spake, and the locusts came in caterpillars, and that without number. And they did eat up all the herbs in their land, and devoured the fruit of their ground. So, when did he do that? Well, go to Exodus chapter 10. And find out what plague that was that came upon Pharaoh and all the people of Egypt. You go to Exodus 10 and verse 4. What does it say? Verse 3, and Moses and Aaron came in unto Pharaoh and said unto him, thus saith the Yah of the Hebrews, how long wilt thou refuse to humble thyself before me? Let my people go that they may serve me. So Yah was trying to deliver the Hebrews, but Pharaoh was always resisting.
Now today we are asking to let us go. Let us not wear these masks.
Yeah. Else if thou refuse to let my people go, behold, tomorrow will I bring the locust into thy coast. And they shall cover the face of the earth, and that one cannot be able to see the earth. And they shall eat the residue of that which is escaped, which remaineth unto you from the hail, and shall eat every tree which groweth for you out of the field. And they shall fill thy houses, and the houses of all thy servants, and the houses of all the Egyptians, which neither thy fathers nor thy fathers' fathers have seen since the day that they were upon the earth unto this day. And he turned himself and went out from Pharaoh. So, and then was it verse 10? Verse 9? And Moses said, We will go with our young and with our old, with our sons and with our daughters, with our flocks and with our herds will we go, for we must hold a feast unto the Yah. Same today. And he said unto them, let the Yah be so with you, as I will let you go, and your little ones look to it for evils before you. In other words, Pharaoh finally relented and said, yeah, you can go.
13, go to 13.
Yeah. Let me see, verse 12. And the Yah said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand over the land of Egypt for the locusts, that they may come up upon the land of Egypt and eat every herb of the land, even all that the hell hath left. And Moses stretched forth his rod over the land of Egypt, and the Yah brought an east wind upon all the land all that day and all that night, and when it was morning, the east wind brought the locusts.
So there's an east wind coming in right now. And the locusts went up over the land of Egypt and rested in all the coasts of Egypt. Very grievous were they. Before them were no such locusts as they, neither after them shall be such. This is a secret, folks. This isn't talking about Moses' day. This is talking about our day. This is talking about Revelation 9. These locusts are going to come up as a big surprise to these people. And it says, before them were no such locusts. So what's that talking about? Let's go to Joel 2.
No, verse 15, go ahead and read that.
Wait, no, I'm going to come back to that.
All right.
So
Joel chapter 2.
Joel chapter 2 says, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There hath never before the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. So we're coming to this. Joel is a prophecy. These locusts, these people of Yah, they take over the land. And let's go back to Exodus, where it says, very grievous were they. Before them were no such locusts as they, neither after them be such. This is the prophecy of our day. For they covered the face of the whole earth, so that the land was darkened. What does this say in Joel? It says,
Day of darkness and gloominess.
A day of darkness, as the morning spread upon, a day of clouds, a day of gloominess. So this is telling you the same thing. Yah has all this prophecy connected, okay? And they did eat, the land was darkened, and they did eat every herb of the land and all the fruit of the trees which the hail had left, and there remained not any green thing in the trees or in the herbs of the field throughout all the land of Egypt. We're living in Egypt, folks. This land of America has become Egypt. All the pagan worship, all these millions of gods that they have. And Yah is saying this to us. If you read verse 4 of Joel 2:4, it says, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses. What did you read in Revelation 9? That these guys have the appearance of horses, ready for battle. This is all together, folks. This is all prophecy coming together right now. You're getting something no one else in the world has, yet everybody disdains the last day truth, and they don't want to believe that there's any prophet in this world today when Yah has given it to you right here. You should be shaking in your boots right now listening to this prophecy, getting excited if you're on Yah's side, and being fearful if you hate Yah. So this is the days that men seek death and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and the death shall flee from them. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses, prepared unto battle. That's what Joel says. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses. And then you go to 2 Chronicles, and it's saying that he's going to shut up heaven and there be no rain, and if he commands the locusts to devour the land. And then if you go to Exodus, it says the locusts went up all over the land of Egypt. Okay? And there's never been anything like these locusts before. That's what this is talking about. This plague of the locusts is actual people that are Yah's army battle, and they're the battle axe, and they're ready for war. Okay? So did we read Psalm 105?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so let's go to Isaiah 33:4. People have wanted to know this latter-day secrets for years, but now that it's here, where are the believers? This is about to happen. This is about to happen, folks. We are giving you prophecy that's about to be fulfilled. I just saw something here.
Verse 3.
It says, no, this is Isaiah 41. It says, behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth.
Yeah.
Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as a shaft. So that's how you have teeth. See, Yah's people have teeth like these locusts, and they're going to have new sharp threshing instruments. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as shaft. Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them, and thou shalt rejoice in the Yah, and shall glory in the Holy One of Israel. Now let's go to Isaiah 33. Go ahead.
Verse 1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and thou dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. Which they're going to do if you don't fight back. O Yah, be gracious unto us. We have waited for thee. Be thou their arm every morning, our salvation also in the time of trouble.
See, we're here at the time of trouble. We're getting these locusts, a revelation of what's happening today. The locusts are coming, and prophecy is imminent. It's time for the saints to possess the kingdom. That's what we're telling you right now.
Yeah, and Daniel 7.
Verse 3.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
That's the...
At the noise of the tumult, the people fled. At the lifting up of thyself, the nations were scattered.
The nations are going to be scattered because they're going to run and be scared, and they're not going to rule over you.
Right. And your spoil shall be gathered like the gathering of the caterpillar, as the running to and fro of locusts shall he run upon them.
Okay, so as the running to and fro of locusts, we're talking about locusts. So there's going to be a running to and fro of locusts, okay? Now to Nahum 3. Let's go to Nahum 3.
3:17.
Where is Nahum? Hosea.
It's on the minor prophets. Right after Micah.
Okay.
Nahum 1:15, what does it say?
Well, we're not doing that right
now.
now. Okay, we're doing 3:17.
Verse 17. Thy crown are as the locusts, and thy captains as the great grasshoppers, which camp in the hedges in the cold day. But when the sun rises, they flee away, and their place is not known where they are.
Okay, thy crown are as the locusts. So these locusts have crowns in Revelation, okay? These are the people who are going to rule. If you have a crown, you're ruling, okay? And thy captains as great grasshoppers, okay? There's going to be captains of people. These are the grasshoppers. They're no longer going to be the little grasshoppers. They're going to be people that are of renown. They're going to be Yah's rulers in the land. This is all turning over. We should be happy and not scared. We should be excited and not dead. Come alive. Come out of your cocoons. Quit being so scared. Get out there and be excited. This is about to happen. These great grasshoppers and the crowned locusts. That's what it says in Revelation. They have crowns on their heads. They're as horses arrayed for battle. And they're going to be grasshoppers that never before seen before. They're going to be that renowned. More renowned than President Trump. Okay? You're going to be seeing all this come to pass. And we're seeing this dust on the land. That means the locusts are coming. Okay, it's spiritual. We're already feeling it here on Yasharan. We're having a battle right now for the land, and we're praying to the Yah, and he's told us the land is yours, and the people are coming against us. We're having a battle right here, right now. We need for you to pray. And we see it as a good sign, even though every day we're having to be on our knees praying against this battle. But what is it? It's a great sign.
Yeah. It means the end is here.
Well, Alan said that something's about to break, for this is happening, so something's about to break, which yesterday we saw this dust come into the land, and it's still here, and I think that's what was getting in my eye.
Haze.
But it was getting in my throat, and it's getting in my eyes. And I've never seen that here, and we've been on this land for
8 years, well, 11. Yeah.
Alan's been here 11, and I've been here for 8. And so, never seen this before, okay? And this is what's happening. What we're trying to tell you is the locusts are coming. So what's the next one?
Let's go to Daniel 7, verse 13. It says, I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. Son of Man is Yahshua, and Ancient of Days is the Father. And there was given him dominion, Yahshua gets a dominion, given him dominion and glory and a kingdom that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. So this kingdom of Daniel 2 that's set up is not going to be destroyed. It's an everlasting dominion. It will never pass away. And once it's established, it's here forever, which it is being established even at this day. And then in verse 21, I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. This horn here is the papacy, which is still with us today. The Roman Catholic Church made war with the saints during the Dark Ages and still is today. So he makes war with us, and what happens? Until the Ancient Days came. So he's coming. Ancient Days is coming.
That's the Yah himself, the Father.
Any day. And the Ancient Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom.
So right there it says, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. And when I started out with this prophecy is when you're seeing this happening right now, these locusts are getting ready to come. And it's going to be time for them the saints to possess the kingdom. So you can't say it's not going to happen because the Bible says, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possess the kingdom. So the time does come for these locusts with crowns on their head to possess the kingdom, okay? And their teeth are sharp, and they eat up all these kingdoms that are not to be here anymore. What you know to be the way the earth is ruled is going to be over. And it's going to be Yah's way. His ways are higher than our ways. You're going to have to come up and stop doing the things that you're doing and start keeping the feast days and keep the holy days if you want to be in his kingdom. If you don't, you're going to be eaten up by these locusts. You're not going to be here anymore. You're going to wish you could die because you hate Yah's kingdom. You hate his ways, and you don't want to change. Yeah, you hate his laws, and you want to be a transgender, and you want to love all evil. Yeah. If you want that, you're going to wish your days you were dead. That's what it says. The Bible says they wish they were dead.
Now with this judgment, if you go to John 12, 31 and 32, it says, now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out. And if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me. Yahshua was given a prophecy not only for his day, but for our day. See, Satan is going to be cast out. He's going to be put in the bottomless pit. Bottomless pit, so he's going to be no more. And his days are numbered, even now. So
that's why he's trying so hard to make you put a mask on so you can't breathe, and you yourself will commit suicide with that mask on. Yeah. You're committing your own suicide. How dumb is that?
You're not allowed to speak the truth. That's what that mask is a symbol of.
But it's also breathing.
Right. Breath of life. Yeah. God created man, he breathed into the breath of life. And it's a censorship of truth as well. Now in back to Daniel 7 verse 26. Now in verse 25 talking about the little horn, says he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. So this prophecy has already come and passed. He changed the times and laws, and to this day people are unaware of what the changes were. And they shall be given to his hand until a time and times, and the dividing of time, which is 1260 years, the Dark Age period. But the judgment shall sit, because the saints possess the kingdom, and they're given, judgment's given to the saints of the Most High. So the judgment, we're in the judgment now. The judgment shall sit, and they, his saints, shall take away his dominion, the little horn, the Catholic Church. And the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it unto the end. So this is the honor that the saints have, is to consume and to destroy. The Roman Catholic papacy church, the Jesuit order, they're going to consume and destroy it, and it'll
see,
be no
that
more.
word consume is you're eating. These locusts, locusts are known for, if they come into the land, they eat everything.
Right.
They take it all. They make it desolate, and that's what these locusts, that's why it represents, we represent locusts, that we're going to consume these kingdoms to the end. Now, I just want to stay on that subject, and I want to bring this to an end, because I want you to have that in your mind, that this is coming to an end, and we're here right now.
Right. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven, that's not in heaven, it's right here on this earth, under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High. The kingdom is given to the saints. And Yah is given the kingdom as well. Whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominion shall serve and obey him. Yasha. So, this is where we're at. Yes, now it's the judgment of this world. And so, why is the world being judged? Because they are all transgressors of Yah's laws. They blaspheme his name and his people and his word.
And Yah, the reason why he's doing this is the people have forgotten that Yah has a daily system of how to remove sins, and his whole sanctuary in heaven has been trodden down. Nobody understands that Yasha is still a high priest, and he's been the high priest since he after his cross.
Right.
And so if you don't have these truths, you can't be saved and you can't enter the kingdom. So it's important that he comes to lighten the whole earth with his glory, and to tell you about his true times and his true worship system. And that's what Satan doesn't want you to know. He doesn't want you to know the vision of the evening and the morning, because it's true. And so we're going to bring this to an end.
Let me read one more. Isaiah 11 says, verse 4, But with righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. This is the branch, who is Yasha. And righteousness shall be the girdle of his loins, and faithfulness the girdle of his reins. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf and the young lion, and the fatling together, and the little child shall lead them. And the cow and the bear shall feed their young ones, shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like an ox. This is on the earth. And the sucking child shall play on the hole of the asp, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice den, serpents and snakes. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Yah as the waters cover the sea. That day is coming. It's not here yet, because nobody knows, but they will. So
and if you want to know what the contingency plan is, it says, And at that time, this is Daniel 12:1, And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation. This time of trouble is coming for them. Mm-hmm. The locusts are there. This is what they're going to regret. Okay, the locusts coming. Ever since there was a nation, even to the same time, and at that time thy people shall be delivered. Not the wicked people be delivered, the good people. Everyone that shall be found written in the book, and many of them that are asleep in the dust shall awake. So there's going to be people coming out of the bottomless pit, and some to shame and everlasting contempt, and some to everlasting life. And they shall be wise. They that shall be wise, those 5 wise virgins, shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever. There's going to be knowledge increasing about Yah's government and what his will is for his people. So we just want to end it right here, that many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly. We don't need to pray for the wicked. They already have their end in sight. And this dust that's coming over is a sign that the locusts are coming. We just want to say it's time for the saints to possess the kingdom. Will you be on Yah's side, or will you be on Satan's side? Start becoming a locust that is strong and mighty, and get yourself strengthened from this message that Yah is about to turn this whole thing around. Don't put the masks on. That's the mark of the beast. And
fight it. Fight the beast.
The vaccine is the mark of the beast. And anything that these evil kingdoms want you to do, I mean, they're not going to stop. It's going to be one thing after another. Yeah. And so be in Yah's kingdom and follow him, and know that the locusts are coming.
Praise Yah.